Welcome to the Direct Line, the official podcast for OADSP. We're excited to have you here with us today, and if you have comments, suggestions, or if you want to join us in studio as a guest, reach out to me at podcast@oadsp.org. I'm David Rustio, and today I'm talking with Jamie Steele. Jamie, welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization that you work with.
Sure. It's great to be here, David. Thanks for the invitation. I'm Jamie Steele. I work for a company called Ohio Valley Residential Services. They're in Hamilton County at the southern part of Ohio. Mm-hmm. And we provide primarily residential services in licensed settings.
Okay.
So we have group homes, traditional group homes, which would be a single family kind of situation. But the majority of our homes are apartments.
Okay.
So 2 families, 4 families, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you do there?
I'm the CEO, president of the organization. So everything about the organization, the business practices, the program practices, philosophy, and so forth, reputation is all on my shoulders.
Okay. You got broad shoulders, I bet.
Yeah. Some days not as broad, right?
So before we started, you and I were talking about system philosophy and how it impacts the DSP position. Why don't we share that with our audience?
Sure. I've been thinking a lot about philosophy, and I am one who loves theoretical, philosophical beliefs and statements that help motivate people.
Okay.
I do believe that. But I'm wondering if we, as a system, with going away, let's just say in the DSP position, going away from being a caregiver without an explanation of why we did that, and without a replacement that signifies that people are caring for other people,
right?
That we may have done a disservice to the system. I haven't seen it in a whole bunch of situations, but I have heard where people got out of the field because they see themselves as a caregiver. Mm-hmm. They've been doing it for 20 years. They've done a great job. They love the individuals. Mm-hmm. They love the organization. Isn't that what we want? And I'm wondering if we are maybe not purposely, but maybe pushing some people out or keeping them from coming in.
How did we get there?
Well, rightfully or wrong. We wanted to elevate the DSP position, and it should be. Mm-hmm. They are professionals. They're DSP, direct service professionals, for sure. But without explaining the really tough love part of the job, okay, without weighing that just as much as a skill level, I think we've missed the boat of why someone would stay as a DSP for 20 years.
Right.
And why they would dedicate themselves to the field and the individuals we're serving. So I do think we need to get back to elevating the professionalism, of course.
Sure. But
it's got to be equal with, I'm a good person and I care about people, and that weighs just as much as my skill level.
Sure. And how do we get there?
Well, I think first of all we have to acknowledge that it's an issue.
Okay.
And I'm putting out that I think it is.
Okay.
And so it's kind of easy to get back to it, David. I really do believe is that we just put as much emphasis on the skills that are needed in the job. Mm-hmm. We put as much emphasis on the caring that's needed in the job. Because in a way, the way I'm looking at it is, how can we say we're a caring organization, Ohio Valley Residential? How can I say to people, we're very caring. We take care of people and meet their needs, whatever those might be. It may be minimal, it may be a whole bunch, whatever it is. If I'm not acknowledging that caring is a wonderful part of the job, it's
sure,
just as important. So I can't say I'm a caring organization if I don't emphasize that. So every organization, I believe, one way of getting there is every organization needs to elevate caring as a wonderful, not necessarily a prerequisite, but definitely something that should be acknowledged while someone's in the job.
How do you teach caring?
Well, it's hard, I would think. I think everyone is a caring person in some way.
Sure.
And maybe it's coaching. Maybe it's helping them see how caring they are and how powerful that is.
Sure.
Might be the answer. But without us acknowledging, by us downplaying it as a system, which I think we do, we're not going to get to that point where we're helping people get to the best position they want to be in. And it's not all about training. There's natural. I think caring's a natural thing. Empathy is natural.
Sure.
We just got to help people get it. And then once they get it, hold it just as important as them passing a test.
Right. Now, I'm going to stretch a little bit.
Sure.
I have a feeling that a lot of DSPs don't feel like they're cared for.
Right.
And so we're asking them to do something without demonstrating it as a system. Is there any way to kind of circumvent that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of DSPs who feel like they're alone and feel like they're not cared for by their organization, maybe society in general, by parents of individuals that they're serving. It's almost like it's confidence. If you looked at any job, if you're not confident in your job and confident in your skills and abilities, and I'm saying caring is an ability.
Sure.
It's hard for you to feel or see or express desire that you need caring too.
Right. How does your organization, or how can organizations like yours demonstrate care to the DSPs?
Right. Well, I want to acknowledge that them as a person, and I meet every orientation class. So anybody who comes in new to our organization, which is fairly good size organization, I make an effort to go to orientation. I talk to them about a couple things, and I say, listen, I've been in the field for 38 years this year, and I've seen a lot. Right. But I'm still in the field.
Right.
I started off as a DSP, blah, 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 blah. And what I want to do is warn you about a couple areas you want to really pay attention to your training, because if you don't, something bad could happen.
Sure.
The second part is I want to thank you for choosing this field,
right,
and choosing us as an organization, because that's a big step to say I want to work with another human being. Now, if you're new to the field, you don't know what that means yet.
True.
But, and I tell them, let it happen. Let the natural part of you feel the love from the client, because you're going to feel it. They'll give it.
Right.
They will. It may be masked in behavior, or whatever, but they're choosing you.
Right.
And let that happen, because that's going to help you in your confidence. And we as an organization will support that. We want you to grow. We need people that feel good about themselves.
Right.
And we're here to help you with that. And what do you need to get there?
Okay. Now, you are a CEO.
Yeah.
So this all kind of weighs on you. It's all on your shoulders. It starts at the top and works through everyone in the organization. What would you say to other CEOs? If we brought them all into a room here and you had to give a message to them about how to, change the philosophy, change the narrative, what would you say?
Well, I would say the same thing to CEOs as I would say to a county board superintendent, to a director of developmental disabilities. First, get over yourself. You know, and what I mean by that is not derogatory. It's more of, listen, you have the skills. Someone has said you have the skills. They believe in your skills to run this business. Mm-hmm. Okay, and not just run this business. It's you are setting the standard for how program's going to work, whether it's day program or residential or whatever the program that this organization does. You're setting the bar.
Sure.
And what your job is to make sure that everyone is trying to reach that bar. Right. So they need help from you. There's some that may need more than others. Sure. It's your job to do that. So first thing I would say is get over yourself.
Okay.
Be proud for a minute that you have a CEO job or a director's job, a superintendent job. It's a very responsible position.
Yes.
But the real work comes every day. The real work is who's struggling and how can I help lift them?
Right. Okay. What message would you give to DSPs that are listening?
I'd say, first of all, it may not be reflective in the pay, but you have the most important job of them all in our organization. None of us, we wouldn't be around if we didn't have DSPs. It's just plain fact. And my job, one other part of my job, is to help get you more money. I'm always doing that. Right. And it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I really want to say, you know, you were hired for not just you're not a body. You were hired because you first had the guts to have a desire to work with people. Right. Thank you for that. The second part is, you know, we're here to make you successful, the best DSP you can be. That's our job. And if we're failing that, you need to call us out on it.
Great.
Because that's our job to do. And the third thing I'd say is love every minute of it. It's a great job. I did it too. You did it, David. Yep. It's
it can be a lot of fun. It can be stressful.
Yeah, sure. But so every job has that.
Right.
And I mean, we can't promise non-stress. Right. What we can promise is we're there to help you when you are stressing.
Sure.
That's what we can do. That's what you would get. That's what I would like to say to DSPs.
So you've got a good-sized organization. You've got some fantastic DSPs. Do you mind telling us about one of them?
Sure. Let's see. There's so many stories. What I'll do is I'll talk about one individual, Mary, who works in one of our apartment buildings, group homes with that 6 other guys live there. 6 guys live there with disabilities. And Mary shows up every day, every morning, and helps guys get ready for their day, whatever it might be.
Sure.
Some are going to work, some are staying home, some are going out to volunteer, whatever it might be. Right. And she's there every day, and she knows the folks really, really well. And the most impressive thing to me is she talks to them as equals.
Okay.
So what she does, she may say, Ryan, hey, you really do love your paycheck. And I'll help you, get ready. I'll cook you something for breakfast or whatever it might be. Right. So it makes it easier for you to get up. But you need to get up, man, because you're not going to have that paycheck if you don't get to work on time. You may not have the job if you don't get to work on time. It sounds so simple, but it's really, she just epitomizes, these are my friends. I'm here to help them, just like I would help anybody.
Right, sure.
She's got kids at home, probably don't get up. She has to do the same thing for them.
Right. Well, for herself.
And for herself, yeah. But it's she enjoys the job.
And it shows.
And it shows. I mean, she walks, when she's done with the shift, whatever it might be, I mean, she's done good stuff.
And she's making a difference?
She's making a huge difference, not only in their lives, but to the whole organization, I believe. Right. So, and we have so many people like that across the state. And I acknowledge it. Thank you for being you and caring for these folks. There's that word caring again.
There it is.
There's nothing wrong with caring.
No, I agree. Thank you, Jamie, for being here with us today.
You're welcome.
We appreciate your time and all that you do for the folks that we serve and for DSPs, and catch you next time.
Sounds great, David. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening, and join us next time on The Direct Line.